Welcome grade 10s, and today our focus point will be on equations, and more specifically so exponential equations. So what do we need to understand first before we can solve the problems? It is our laws of exponents, right? And these are all the laws of exponents which you have learnt in grade 9. I'm sure you have them in your grade 9 books, in your grade 8 books as well, right? So it's the product powers, quotient, power of a power, power of a product, exponent of 0, as well as the negative exponent, right? And we're going to come back as a reference to all of these laws once we go and solve the problems, all right? So just keep these laws in mind, the product law, the quotient law, etc. So very important to understand once we are dealing with exponents is if we have 2 times 3 to the power of x, where we have two different bases, okay, and only one of it is to the power of x, we cannot multiply the two numbers and then raise it to the power of x, right? A law like this does not exist in mathematics. Instead, we will leave our answer as is. It remains 2 times 3 to the power of x. Furthermore, when we simplify powers, the bases must be the same, or the exponents must be the same. For example, if we have 2 times 2 to the power of x, here we notice our bases are the same. I know this 2 has an invisible 1 over there, so hence why we have 1 plus x. I'm adding the exponents. And then if I have two different bases, but I have a common exponent, that can be written as multiplication of the base, it's a split base, raised to the common power, which is x, which in this case gives me 6 to the power of x. Be very mindful of this rule here. So what are the steps to solve for exponential equations? As far as possible, simplify using your exponent laws, and then factorize the number using prime factorization. Rewrite it so that the bases are the same on both sides of the equation, on my left-hand side and my right-hand side. And then now we're going to equate the exponents, meaning put the exponents or the powers equal to each other. And lastly, solve the unknown. Let's look at an example. So 2 to the power of x is equal to 16. What is my first step? We need to write one of these numbers as a prime base. Now the number 2 is a prime number. It's a prime base, so I'll leave it as is. My next question is, can the number 16 be written as a prime base? Yes, it can. How? 16 to the power of 4. If you didn't know that, we can use what we call the ladder method, which we have learned in grade 8 as well. So if I have the number 16, I ask myself, what is the lowest prime number that goes into 16? It is what? 2. Then I say 16 divided by 2 is what? 8. Smallest prime number into 8 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Smallest prime number into 4 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Smallest prime number into 2 is 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. Once I reach 1, I am done. So to write the number 16 as a product of its prime factors, it is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 to the power of 4, in case you didn't know. I will give you another hint at a later stage. So that is why, can we see we have 2 to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 4. I've just shown you how we can get the solution. And once we have the same basis, now I can equate. And look here, I'm going to go back to this rule. Equate the exponents, right? Make the exponents equal to one another, all right? There it is. So if I look at that example, x is now equal to 4. So I will do it here with you. So 2 to the power of x is 16. 2 is a prime base. I will leave it as is. The number 16 is 2 to the power of 4. Once these bases are the same, I can now equate, I bring down these exponents. So therefore, x is equal to 4. Okay? Right, let's look at the next example. Right, it seems a bit more, but the modus operandi remains the same. The method remains the same. So what do I notice? I notice the number 27 to the power of x minus 2 equals 81 to the power of 2x minus 1. Now, as soon as I see x in the power as an exponent, automatically I know I'm going to make use of exponential equations. Equations involving the exponent. And what am I going to do here? My first step is to have the prime basis. So the number 27 to the power of x minus 2 is equal to 81 to the power of 2x minus 1. How do I rewrite 27 as a prime base? It is what? 3 to the power of 3. And again, how did I get that? Go and use the ladder method, which I have shown you, right? So 27 can be written as 3 to the power of 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. This is all to the power of x minus 2. 81 is 3 to the power of 4, all to the power of 2x minus 1, all right? What did I do? I didn't change anything about the sum. I've simply just rewritten it as a product of its prime factors, okay? So what do I do now? Now I need to apply the rule in exponents where I multiply the exponents, all right? So the base 3, so as we can see, that was the first step that I've done. I've rewritten it as prime basis. So I put my base down. Now I multiply my exponents. So 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Don't forget, I need to multiply the 3 by both. Equals. I put this number 3 down. So 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. That's how I got that step. The next step is my prime base. And there I'm writing it where I'm multiplying my prime bases. And that is how we got to that solution over there. Now, what do I notice? I notice that my bases are the same. And what did I say? What happens once my bases are the same? I can now just go ahead and I can go and equate the exponents. I can make the exponents equal to one another. So I'm no longer interested in the bases. I'm now just working with the exponents. So this exponent, 3x minus 6, is equal to this exponent, which is 8x minus 4. I'm going to solve for x the way I usually do now. 3x on the left, plus 8x over as minus 8x, negative 4 on the right, minus 6 over as plus 6, all right? So I know that 3x minus 8x is negative 5x, and I know that negative 4 plus 6 is 2. How do I get x alone? I divide both sides by negative 5, right? So I divide by negative 5, I divide by negative 5, and my answer for x would be x is equal to negative 2 over 5, all right? That was another example involving exponential equations, all right? So there I have my answer as negative 2 over 5, right? I'm going to leave you with 3 sums to do. When we come back after the break, we will tackle them. I'll see you soon. Welcome back, grade 10s. So on the board, we have 3 problems. I will do all 3 with you, then I will leave you with some to tackle on your own. So the question says solve for x. What is the first thing I notice? The first thing I notice is that I have x, or the unknown, as an exponent, meaning I need to apply my exponential rules to solve the problem. So I know I can write the number 32 as a prime base of 2. And that simply gives me 2 to the power of 5. And once we have our bases to be the same, we equate the exponents. Therefore, x equals 5. That was fairly simple. Let's move to b. So b, we have 1 over 2 to the power of x is equal to 8. Now I have x as the exponent, but what do I notice? I notice that 2 to the power of x is in my denominator. That will make my life very difficult because I want it as a base only, meaning in my numerator. I don't want any fractions over here. Can I get this base of 2 to be written as a numerator? Yes, I can. I can simply just transfer it to the numerator. But what happens once I transfer it? Yes, the sign of my exponent changes. So it becomes 2 to the power of negative x. How do I rewrite 8 as a base of 2? It is 2 to the power of 3. It is the same thing. Now I notice once my bases are the same, I equate the exponents. So negative x comes down, and here I have 3. Does the question say solve for x or solve for negative x? It says solve for x. So what number exists here which we cannot see? It's 1. So I divide by negative 1, I divide by negative 1, and that will leave me x to be negative 3. Right? Last one is C. We have 4x is equal to 1. What do we notice now? It seems like we came into a trap, but it's not, because I can rewrite this number 1 as a base of 4. But you must know your exponential laws. And what does the naught rule say? Or the rule that contains 0? It says that any non-zero base to the power of 0 is what? 1. So I can also have 4 here, because I want my bases to be the same. But I can rewrite 1 as 4 to the power of 0. Because isn't any non-zero base to the power of 0 1? So here I'm not changing anything about the sum. And once I have my bases to be the same, I can equate the exponents. So there x is equal to 0. And this is a question that is always asked in the exams, but students tend to forget the rule that tells us that any non-zero base to the power of 0 is 1. And here I'm going to leave you with a few problems that you can do on your own. There it is. You can take it down, you can take a picture, you can take a screenshot, and if you have any questions regarding these problems, you can catch us in the next session. Girls and boys, I thank you for listening. I thank you for being attentive. I hope you have learned something. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact Maski TV on the number 072-091-0388, and I will most definitely see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.
And now we enter our next exciting chapter with the launch of Maskiverse, an inspiring trio of innovations, our AI-powered learning companion, captivating TV content, and a vibrant playground for interactive learning, and our own dedicated app, all coming together beautifully to deliver learning outcomes through technology.